morning, race fans. It is September 16th, 2023, and this is the Racing 66 YouTube channel watch along for the Singapore Grand Prix third practice. So, so the big story coming out of yesterday is that Red Bull isn't at the top of the chart at the moment. F1 is right now showing replay of yesterday's one of three yellow flag situations where we had Sprintzilla on track. Yes, we have named it Sprintzilla, these lizards that are coming onto track here. We could possibly see that happen again today because it happened again. FP1 happened the same time that it is FP3 is happening today. FP2 is the same time as quali. The race will be 1 hour earlier than quali on so Saturday. I think it was like 8 a.m. my time was, or 9 a.m. was the time for FP2. It'll be like 8 a.m. my time, so it'll be an hour earlier the next day. So I want to thank everyone who's shown up so far. We got about 452 right now. I know this is not a great time. Again, it's 4:22 a.m. in Central USA. I want to thank those who showed up: Frankie, Danish, Paula, Josh. Who else has shown up? RS has shown up. Nothing else was shown up. There's me. So, Buenos Dias, Grash from Sunny. A lot of you guys are saying hello. Thank you very much. Something interesting for you guys, and if you guys have not joined the Discord yet, now's a good time to do it because we have someone in our Discord who is at track this weekend. So yeah, pretty much if you wanted to get, what are they doing? Oh, I'm sorry, wait. Okay, so they've got Lawrence Barretto and Yuki Tsunoda stripping down, and they're jumping into a barrel of ice water, and they're going to do an interview. It's going to be part of Sunday's pre-race show and on YouTube on Monday. I'm just like, why are these guys? Yeah, I'm watching F1 TV at the moment. I'm like, what is going on? uh, did I turn on the F1 OnlyFans? Apparently. Oh my god. Moving on. So basically, the big piece right now is that Red Bull hasn't shown the form that we expect them. We haven't seen Supermax break it out, but on the other hand, I don't think we've seen Max break it out with DRS on the track. I don't think we've had DRS enabled yet. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. If so, right now they're not at peak form on this track. They weren't at the top of the charts for FP1, FP2, and that's the basically the big piece. Yeah, everyone's talking about that, and it's just like, again, the problem is it's like it is practice, so we do need to be careful that we are not overreaching on that. I mean, like, we'll see what happens during quali. I guess the F1 did some like a modern version of the Pinewood Derby with F1 looking cars shooting down track. Yeah. Again, it's 4:25 in the morning. I'm not awake. And I'm like, what is F1 doing? Now we've got another shot of. So there's this hotel by the track. It's like a big hotel, and there's like this like big pool at the top of the hotel looking over the track. And they've got second day in a row they've got a shot. They've done a shot of that pool as they go into the introduction. Take a Red Bull. I've got a Coke in front of me. I should have gotten a Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull, everyone. Stephen G has shown up. Thank you very much. I'm calling out particularly regulars and people who have joined the channel. you'll see that the little star by their name. That's to indicate they've joined the channel. They're throwing a few bucks each way to the channel. The color of the stars basically indicate that how long they've been with the channel at that level. So. He's asking, what are Aston Martin's chances in the Singapore? I don't think they have a great chance. They basically they came out. They started the season pretty hot, but I don't think their development hasn't catch. They haven't done development to stay ahead of everyone else, and that is the big issue with Aston Martin right now is that they've kind of like fallen back. One of the interesting things of the track this particular year, going into turn 15 to now what was turn 16, 16, 17, 18, 19 are all gone. So that was a what they call the bus stop chicane. That's gone this year, and it's just straight on from 15 to 16 now. So what was turned 20, so what was turned 20 last year is now just turned 16 this year. So that's the big thing about the track. So there's no actual track record at the moment. So, well, I think yesterday set track records basically, but like fastest time set today and set during quali is going to be the track records. Yeah, the changes in the track to make, but it wasn't. The changes weren't made to make it faster and quicker. The changes were made because the section around that bus stop chicane was not available to be used because there's construction redevelopment going on in that area of the city, and so they basically they had to make the change for other than competitive track reasons, which is interesting. Welcome to the world of street races. Ironically, the natural track in for IndyCar is getting a change for a similar reason, um, and it's going to be improved, and it's going to be straighter, more straights, less curves, corners, and it's also going to be the last race of the year for IndyCar next year. Again, showing this hotel with this, literally, it's the hotel's built with three pillars, it looks like, of hotel rooms, and then at the top they've got the bar and hotel with the pool. It's crazy. Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised, but it's 4:20 in the morning. I'm surprised by it. Sonny Bacca says, "Who is the most significant upgrades this weekend?" It's Norris. Literally everything on his car has been upgraded in some way. Literally, they showed Buxton showed what the FIA gave to the reporters about the changes in the car, and it's pretty much everything is circled on the car. Is basically what he showed. I hope eight. So AlphaTauri has up. So it's a weird. It's upgrades, but it's not actually. Basically, AlphaTauri is now using Red Bull parts on the car where they had not had done so before. So we got about 30 seconds before we go green flag. We're shut up Lando Norris. He's not even in the car. He's not. He's not even. He's no helmet on. He's just out of the car, bombing around. It looks like. But we've got Joe ready to go, and they're about to push him out. It looks like Valtteri and Joe are going to be the first two out. So Valtteri's helmet's weird because it's got these they look like pull-offs. So Valtteri's the first one out, and Joe's going to be right behind him. Valtteri's helmet's got these little flaps on the side that have they're of his country origin, and I don't know what the purpose of them are. Again, it's so early. I can be amused by little things. Strapping Fernando in at the moment. Will Buxton is showing that so the track, it did rain last night, so the track is green, and that's something to be aware of today. So now, what's interesting is that unlike other race weekends, Singapore does not have F1 or F2 or the Porsche Cup rubber, to take place to help rubber in the track. So basically, the track, it is the same condition as they started yesterday in FP1, pretty much. Maybe a bit worse. It's green. It's green because it rained. What time quali? Quali is going to be about 2.5 hours after this, so 3.5 hours from now. So 2.5 hours after this session ends is going to be quali. Yeah, MCG's got the right comment here about track evolution. Lots to be expected because it rained, so it just basically washed away all the rubbering that has happened. Nope. Someone just was trying to drop a link into chat. Don't use it. It's a scam. Sorry, we don't promote piracy. Perez is coming out. Yeah, early, not a lot coming out early. Part of the problem is that this session, particularly this early portion of the session, is the track is hotter because it's sunny. Quali will and the race are going to take place during. It's going to be a night race, so like in the next 2 hours, it'll be dark in 2 hours. So it looks like so they're setting out. Ferrari's going out. Verstappen's out. Stroll is out. And so it's going to be a little bit before we get actual some times. I mean, like Bottas is first because he's first one out. Joe is next. I mean, he did a 135. They were doing like I think 132s yesterday in FP2. 130. I mean, yeah, they're several seconds off what they were doing in FP2 and FP1 yesterday. So 88 is a Mercedes fan, rooting on for his team. Deepan is here. Not during F. So Sonny's asking if one who can pull a 3-1, basically a 1 minute 31 second lap. I don't think they're going to do that in FP3 because the track is hot, and so basically because the track's hot, it's slowing the cars down. If it was cooler, they'd be going faster. Stroll's out. Where's Alonso? Alonso's still in the garage. He was being still worked on and strapping in like a minute or so before we went green flag. So he's due to be out any moment now. Red Bull, Ferrari, Stroll, Alfa Romeo is on track. Rez doing a fastest sector one by a quarter of a tenth, of 0.023. I'm here right now. I'm trying listening to something on F1 TV. So they didn't. They were talking with the drivers last night about extending the DR zone so that it would go through turn 15 to 16, which is the new straight. And the FIA decided against it, even though the drivers wanted it instead. So we got Max going with a 134.402, Science with a 135.152, so zero point 0.6 difference between 1 and 2. Stroll doing 135.177, a 1/10 difference, up within a tenth difference between 1 and 2 and 3. As well as fourth, Bottas did again 35.082. So a lot of no nonsense. Yeah, no nonsense coming with Verstappen. But again, that's a 134. We were seeing 132s yesterday. So we're 2 seconds. We're 2 seconds off from yesterday, and that early in the session that is to be expected. But we have Gasly and Hamilton on track. So we got Ocon, Russell, and Norris on outlabs. Hulkenberg on an outlap now. How many losers were found yesterday? We had 3 on the track yesterday, River, and we have named them Sprintzilla. And if you look on the map, there is an Easter egg of a lizard today that wasn't there yesterday. That is something you guys should be aware of. Is our racing teams, our wonderful operator, will throw Easter eggs of stuff happening onto the screen. We'll hide stuff. I know Miami has mermaids. Can Montreal, Canada has Gary the Hedgehog. What's who's this? Ooh, yeah, Max locked up and went into the runoff. Where are the Ferraris? They're on track. They're using medium tires. Stroll right now is P2 with he's only 0.172 off from Verstappen's lap. So just did a good hot lap with a 133.778. So he is Hamilton has gone with soft tires. You guys have questions? Just drop them in chat. I will try and answer them as best I can as I tell you as action happens. Hamlin is slotted into third. Ocon is slotted into sixth. Gasly is set at the time at 6. Perez on a hot lap. Fastest sector, first sector. So we'll keep an eye on him. So Charles has taken fastest sector 1. Perez is moving up. Russell has jumped to P2. Norris has jumped is now P3. So these are 134s. So Verstappen is now taking the fastest first sector now. Perez has improved his time in second sector. Perez is about 1.6 faster. Verstappen over Perez. So Perez is going to slot in a P4 with a 134.3717. Charles has improved in his second sector time, but not fastest overall. Max is improving in second sector. Leclerc has just jumped up to P3. Improved second 2, second 3, but not fastest sectors. So 134.09. Max in the final in the third sector. Max is coming to the line soon. So Max is jumping back up to P1 with a 133.660. He is 1.1 seconds faster than Sainz, who's P2. So those are the top 1 and 2 are in the 133s. Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Stroll, Bottas are all in the 134s. Piastri's doing his first fastest lap. Not the fastest in any sector, but good improvement. Piastri's going to slot in at P14. So, okay, so someone asked about what happened with Albon yesterday. His energy recovery system kind of blew up on him. Basically, what hamstrung is the word that was being used on the stream. So he's coming out with a new part of his engine today. So he's coming out for his outlap. So is Lawson and Magnussen. Sainz coming back out after pitting. Max was just talking about what was going on with his upshifts over the radio, and I don't know that was we were presented that as it was. But that's all that we know at the moment. Milton, you said that something fell from Hamilton's car. Can you be more specific about what? Because I must have missed something on the stream. So I'm listening to Alex Brundle talk about how the cars are going through turn 16 and 17. And so right now the big thing is that they are getting more speed, and they're getting more, like, basically with the red tires, the soft tires, they've got to correct more into that curve than before. Someone is talking about Red Bull was sandbagging. No, they were not sandbagging yesterday. What they've done is they've made adjustments to their car, and that's to be expected. We've got Magnussen jumping up to P6, 134, and we've got Leclerc the fastest P1, Sector 1 again. Not the fastest in Sector 2 once again. So we're seeing this trend of fastest Sector 1, but not following up in Sector 2. And Clerk was off by, I believe, he's going to slot in P2, 133.663. Wow, 0.003 just behind Verstappen. So we're talking about 3 thousandths of a second. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's so little. That's less than you can blink. MCG, of course, they were saying during practice, no need to hurt the engine this early on. That there is that. Russell has improved his time in Sector 1, and he's got the fastest Sector 2. He's he's point 0.3 behind Verstappen at the moment, and he's gonna slot in. He's gonna slot in P1, 133.440. So about 0.22 faster than uh, Verstappen. Sainz fastest Sector 1 right now. He's on a flying lap. Hamilton is on a flying lap. He's just improved to P4, 133.749. Hulkenberg's moved up to P13. So they're setting a time on P19. So right now, Sargent is on an outlap and Joe is on an outlap. Hamilton, again, he just on the string just jumped up. Sainz, faster Sector 1, improves his time in Sector 2. He is within a tenth of Russell. He's behind Russell about 0.8, 0.7. So 0.07 in Sector 2. So he's on pace to take P1. We'll see how that turns out. And he's going to take, he doesn't take fastest Sector 3, but he will take the fastest lap, 133.195. So he's about 0.22 faster than Russell. And it's approximate. Specifically, it's 0.245 faster than Russell. Is the Hamilton just too old? No, he's not too old. The issue with Hamilton is that he's in a car that, basically, the issue that we're dealing with Ferrari, not Ferrari, with Mercedes, is that they went with this zero side pod design and they've abandoned it. And so the car that they are dealing with is designed for the zero pod design, but they're going with a different direction with the car. And it's just a matter of like the chassis is wrong for what they're trying to do. So maybe next year we will see a better Ferrari, and better, well, hopefully a better Ferrari as well, but a better Mercedes car next year. The fact that Hamilton's fifth, like in this group, like again, we've got Sainz, Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris running out the top six. In fact, Hamilton is fifth in that group. It's kind of where that Mercedes is. You know, Russell second, kind of where things are sitting at the moment. Ferrari finding again great pace on this track this weekend so far. Will this translate to quali later today? We'll see. Sonny's saying, is George fast now because he's used to adapting to mech cars? So the argument is that before George came to Mercedes, he was in he was at Williams in that in a subpar Williams car, and he was doing crazy things in the Williams car that he was pushing it ahead above where it was supposed to be based on his talent alone. And so basically, like last year, particularly, Russell outperformed Hamilton, and that's part of the argument was that Russell was used to dealing with these mid cars and dragging out all the performance that he needs. He knows how to drag out all the performance of the car because he had to. And Hamilton, being in the top car so long, wasn't in a place to adapt to that. And it took, and part of that was also, and then what on the Ferraris are going off? Who are we watching? It looks like Charles cutting a quarter. So again, it's a combination, and I would also throw in that Russell's younger than Hamilton, so there's a element of being able to adapt faster. So. Just looking at what's going on. You guys are saying in chat. Safety is asking, is it going to rain today? We don't believe there's going to be rain today. It did rain overnight outside of overnight it did rain. So the track so we started basically the track today more green than it was yesterday when we started FP1. Right now, someone's commenting that Sargent is faster than Lawson. Sargent has done a 1.348, and Lawson's done a 135.1. So he's about 0.3 faster than Lawson. Sonoda right now is P20 with a 136. So yeah, that's that is to be. The other odd one is Piastri is done 135. Now we know that that Oscar's driving his current car and Lando's car is completely upgraded, and that's one of the things that they've been doing is they've been bringing the upgrades to Lando's car first, and then Oscar gets upgrades next. So that's why we're seeing a huge different gap between the two cars right now. Russell cooking again. Yes, he is cooking again. He's improved his time in Sector 1. He's got the fastest time in Sector 2. And we have a yellow flag showing up on the stream. The moment where the stream shows up on the stream. And it's in Sector 1. So this is not where so yesterday the lizard was showing up in Sector 2. Oh my God, it's one of the AlphaTauris spinning around. It's Liam Lawson. So Lawson went off the track. Okay, so back to green flag. So what happened is Lawson went off the track, stopped. It brought out the yellow, and then he spun around. Russell has gone again to P1 with 132.882. So yeah, we've gotten improved, from a 135 with Bottas at the beginning of the session to a 132. Oh wow, he lost it, and so Lawson is going into turn 1, and he hits the curbing, and he goes sideward. He just basically his momentum goes sideways. So that he goes off the track, and that's what brought out the yellow. Jean Zena is asking, is any Pacific really there's no DRS zone in the new straight? The drivers asked for it, and the problem really comes down to is a safety. It's really safety. Is that the runoff? So basically, if for the speed for the DRS, they would need to put in more barrier, and that would take away area in the runoff. And the other side of it is like there was just stuff like traffic, um, traffic furniture is the term they use, and it's basically there's stuff that's on there on the road that they can't move, and so they literally cannot move like they cannot move the runoff for multiple reasons. If because of that, it becomes a safety issue that they can't implement the DRS zone. And it's something they talked with, like, don't get me wrong, the drivers wanted it. That's what I understand. That all the drivers wanted it. They were just unable to implement it for safety reasons. We've got about 3,000 of you watching right now. Thank you very much. We've got 300 likes so far. We can definitely get a couple more. Get that up. That helps us with the YouTube algorithm because God knows that algorithm is the AI that rules the world apparently to these days. Frankie, you comment about chat during quality in the race. We'll consider that. I will definitely make sure that's passed along to the channel operator. Sergeant jumping up to 10. He's head of his teammate who is in 11th. Albin is in 11th. He's on an outlap at the moment. Following along with Hamilton on the stream right now. We got Alex Brundle out, a roving reporter. He was down around turn 15, 16, 17 earlier. He's now around turn 5 trackside. Hamilton is on a fast lap. So is Leclerc. He's got some subsectors. I think he's. Oh no, he's not out. He's not out. That was previous. So Hamilton is on definitely on a fast lap. Stroll on a fast lap right now, though Stroll's on a medium tire. So he's done within a tenth of Hamilton on a soft tire. So let's keep an eye on what he's doing at the moment. Yeah, Perez is down on. We'll see how many laps he's been doing. Feels like Perez has been on track for a while now. Hamilton's going to jump up to P2 with a 133.105. So Mercedes right now is faster than the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. And to throw in the mix here, the Aston Martins. Stroll is going to improve in Sector 3, but he's not going to improve overall. He's going to stay at 14. He's still doing 134.7. Yeah, Mercedes are on softs. Trying to see what the lifespan on those tires, why, because that might explain why Perez is on. He's done 10 laps, but he's not maybe on a tire for that long. He might be doing a race pace simulation. Oscar Piastri is coming out for a hot lap. So is Liam Lawson. They are at 18 and 19 respectively. The fact that Oscar is down P20 is kind of surprising at the moment. They must have made an adjustment thinking it was going to improve the car and hasn't. That must be that's the only reason I can think of why he's down there at this moment. Because he's shown that he has. Oh, he's also on hard tires. Okay, so Oscar's on a race run, something race related. He's been on a hard tire for 5 laps already. Zoe and Bottas are on soft tires, but they've done 14 and 15 laps. All their laps of that. Stroll has done 10 laps. So Perez, he's done about I think half of the tire. So, but he's on a medium. Sainz and Verstappen, Max. Why isn't that Max pushing? Because he's been on a medium for 11. He's been on that medium tire the whole time. So he's not doing a quality run, glory run yet. Again, we're past the halfway mark. We're at 27 minutes left in this session for free practice 3. This is the Singapore Grand Prix watch along for free practice 3 on the Racing 60 YouTube channel. Again, this is Grash. I am here live with you in the middle. For me, it's the middle of the night. It is just fast 5 a.m. my time. Sun. It's still dark out. It will be sunny in about an hour. What's happened with Oscar is he's basically been on a hard tire the whole time. We do have a Discord channel, and I'm just basically putting the command into chat for the link. What's interesting today is we actually have someone at trackside. So Oscar just jumped up to a P15 with a 1:34.578. So he's just behind Stroll. Stroll by 0.004, so 4 thousandths of a second behind Stroll. So we do have someone at trackside. He's been taking pictures and throwing them into chat as things happen, as he's been able to. Also, we do have a prediction game going on. Basically, you fill out a Google form. It has to take place before Wally. So basically, you've got about 2 hours, 3 hours to get that information in. If you're going to join the quality game for the Singapore Grand Prix, and it's really more for bragging rights. I think we do have a prediction specialist role that you can earn out of this, I believe. Something not right with that Alfa Romeo. I mean, something's been not right with Alfa Romeo all season long. Clerk getting by, I think it's Norris on track. He's on a hot. Didn't improve his first sector. We'll see how he's going, but he's been on those tires for like 12. Yeah, he's on lap 13 on those medium tires. I think yeah, everyone who's on track right now have been on their tires, the exception of Oscar. They've been on those tires over 10. Perez been on 10, Clerk 12, Sainz 11, but Bottas and Joe, they're on those soft tires they've been on them for 15 and 16 laps already. They must be doing some race run program. That's probably what's going on, is that they're doing some race run program. They're testing something. Under 24 minutes left in the session, and the story right now of the session is that Mercedes is 1-2, Sainz is third, Verstappen's fourth, Leclerc is fifth, and Norris is sixth. Sonoda has just recently jumped up to P7, which is 133.783. Perez is P8. But again, Perez has been on the same tires for the whole time. So Sainz, Leclerc, Sonoda, Perez, Oscar, Bottas, and Zoe. The only one out of here has been Sonoda, I think, who's pitted for a different set of tires. Someone pointing out the Sargent's doing better today. Yeah, he is actually doing better today. He's actually faster by 4/1000th of a second than Albon right now. Though they're both in the pits right now. Um, I guess and you're going to see most of the cars are in the pits right now. They're doing adjustments they're bringing them in and doing adjustments. They just brought in Checo. They're going to do adjustments um, on the car for quali, and then I would expect Checo to go out on a pair of soft tires in the next like 10 minutes or so, and with 10 minutes to go. Calculator says it's a tough track to overtake, so most will go for track position, starting on softs. Be one way to gain that initial advantage. Of course, qualifying well will give you that track advantage as well. Pablo Vital is saying that both Alpha drivers need to improve that car. Um, it's one of those. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like the team, like behind the. So like again, it's Alfa Romeo, but I mean it's Alfa Romeo, but like next year it's going to be back to Sauber for 2 years. They're putting Lando out. He's got Floviz paint on the left, right of his front wing. He's ripping as it comes out, which is good because they want to see how it splatters in strict streaks. So Marauders saying Bottas is fine for another team. Alfa Romeo isn't good, but here's the thing: is like Bottas is right for where Alfa Romeo is right now, even though they're not good. He's like happier with this team, which is weird because he's not performing like you would expect him to be. It's a very odd scenario. Frankie is saying, I don't think so is quite good enough for F1. No, he is. So the thing is that he's good enough for F1. The question is, oh wow, we were watching Russell. So the way the sun is now much lower in the sky, so there are parts of the track where it is shining right into the driver's face. The problem with Sonoda right now is that it's not that he's not good enough for F1, is that is he's good enough for AlphaTauri, but not good enough for Red Bull. Like and Russell's on a flying lap. He's got fastest sector one, sector two. He is on a new soft tire. So is Hamilton, so is Norris, so is Alonso, Ocon, Sargent, Albon. So everyone who's on track right now are on new soft tires. And so Russell's setting improves his P1 time to 132.364. So we are now seeing the start of the glory runs on soft tires. And Dark's you can't blame Sonoda. AlphaTauri have stunk all season. That's part of the problem. I mean that's why DeVries failing is it's part of the problem is that DeVries failed. DeVries was brought in to be the measuring stick against Yuki, and DeVries did not perform. And now they replaced DeVries with Ricardo, and Ricardo gets injured. So now Yuki's up against Lawson, and Lawson's not the measuring stick they need to see where he is. Again, the issue was something with race control, but Okay, so Racing Girl just did a black and white flag, which is the sportsmanship flag. Looks like Bottas crossed the pit lane line earlier than he should have. And Frankie's, we're talking about Sonoda right now. Frankie brings up he thinks Liam Lawson has a greater potential than Sonoda, and that is very much so. Though it's not showing at the moment right now with him in the car at the moment. Like Sonoda is now P11, Lawson's P19. So while it's not exactly showing right now, but we do have to granted, last weekend, 2 weekends ago, basically Lawson outperformed Yuki. Granted, Yuki went out, did not start the race, so not hard to compare there. Norris has done a 132.303, which is less than a tenth faster than Russell. Hamilton on a flying lap right now. Proved his time in sector 1, though he's like 4/10 off in sector 1 and a tenth faster than Norris in sector 2. So he's about 3/10 off of the time at the moment, which is it doesn't look like he's gonna take P1. He is not really improving his times that much. He's gonna he does take fast to sector 3. That's odd because he had a lot of sectors that he had not improved in. But he takes the fastest sector 3, fast sector 2, but he goes P3. That sector 1 just killed him. He has a 132.535. Yeah, basically the time that he lost in sector 1 is the difference between him and P1. Stroll and Oscar on improving time sector 1 on flying laps right now. So ultimately, Ocon is now P4, Alonso's P5, Sainz is P6, Albon's P7. So the board has been shooken up pretty significantly, and we're watching Albon go around. And did he touch the wall? No, yeah, he's definitely cooking. He was Stroll's going to jump up to P6 with a 133.127.26. Oscar's going to jump ahead of him into P4, 132.730. So half a second off of his teammate who's gone P1. So that gives that right there. So Oscar now actually performing on a soft tire. A better analysis between the two cars. What's the difference? The upgrades between Oscar and Norris? It's a half a second. It looks like at the moment. 4/10, well, closer to 4/10, but still. So there's several tenths faster in those upgrades. Following along with Lawson's run right now, he had previously improved across the board into 133.523. So a second and 2/10. Gasly's moved up to 10th with 133.515. So 0.01, 1/100ths faster, about 1/100 faster than Lawson's time. People saying that Oscar's driving in Singapore for the first time. And yeah, we should take that into consideration too. He's still a rookie. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is we're starting to not treat Oscar as a rookie anymore because he's performing better than the than all. He's the rookie of this year. Quite honest, he's outperforming all the other rookies. So yeah, he's still even a rookie. Yeah, Denver has joined us today. Hey man, welcome to chat. Well, thank you for your support for the channel. You've been your new member. So Paul has been Paul Denver is a relatively new member. Paul has been around over 6 months. Uh, RS has been around about 2 months, over 2 months. Again, if you see me on, I'm gonna get the dark purple. I've been with the channel. I joined the channel two years ago. Literally the first stream when Racing Statistics started streaming F1 on this channel. He used to be on his older channel called Data Visualize. He's used that for something else now. Um, Racing Statistics also has a new channel that he's building right now. It's called Front. Wow, I'm blanking. Blanking on the channel name. Wow. Give me a moment. Oh, First Row. Thank you. My apologies. The channel is called First Row, and it's Racing Statistics new. We had a yellow flag while I was looking that up. Someone went off track and came back on. That's the reason why we would be back and reflag that fast. No, not a crash. We'll just see. They'll probably get a replay of what happens. He raises a couple channels. So what he's doing with First Row is basically he is streaming timing and statistic information for other sports. He's done IndyCar over there. He's done basketball. He's done soccer, um, um, football for the rest of the world. I think he may have done American football at one point. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of the NFL. Science has improved to P1 is a 132.065. So he improves in all sectors, fastest sector 2 time though. We've got Perez on a relatively fast lap, Bottas on a relatively fast lap. Charles did he come into the pits? Here's a replay. Albin. Okay, Albin went in. Don't turn 14. Misses the turn on turn 14. Goes into the uh, runoff zone and flips his car around and gets back on track. So that was why we had the yellow flag. Albin in the runoffs area. Was it with the Ferrari? They're doing well on this track. Yeah, so something's up with Max is not happy with his upshifts. I don't know if this is legit or if he's legit pissed or if this is like him screwing with his race engineer over the radio type stuff. Charles has just gone to a P4 with a 132.381. Perez did improve his time to P8 with a 132.962. Magnussen has jumped to P9 with a 132.970. So we are within a second from P1 down to P11 right now. P12. Lonzo is just ahead, is 0.051, whereas Sainz is 32.065. So Gasly improved to P14, 133.351. Lawson is a 133.461, P16. Tsunoda on a relatively fast lap. He's going to jump up. Where did he jump? He jumps to P12 with a 133.024. Zhou is on a relatively fast lap. He's only going to jump up to P19, though. So from Sainz down to Sargent P20, we got a 132.0, and we've got Sargent at 133.7. We got a 1 second point and 7/10 separates first and last right now in this session. That's we should take that. That's a big big deal. We've got about 6 minutes left in this session. Again, I want to thank we're at almost 3,000 of you watching right now. We've had over 400 likes. We could probably get to 500 by the end of this session. Very doable. I want to thank those who have liked already. It does help us with the YouTube algorithm, which essentially, runs the world like all the other AI overlords. Again, this is the YouTube Racing Tickets YouTube channel, and this is Grash with you with the last 6 minutes to go in this session. They are pulling. Who are they pulling into the garage? They're pulling Max into the garage. So I wonder what they are gonna be doing. Is it a quick change or are they done? Is the better question. They put the tire blankets on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, again, like they said on the F1 TV, they basically got 5 minutes to sort this out, because they do want to get Max out onto track at the end of the session so he has a practice start. We'll see if that's possible. It may be they may be pulling the car apart much more to figure out what's going on with the upshift issue. Why has joined chat? He says Sergeant will win yesterday. My God, you have big dreams, my friend. As an American, I would want Sergeant to win. Ooh. Watching Science, he just had what turn is he on? Not sure. But he just had a back end of this car wiggled back and forth. Pablo Sen says Red Bull's wrongs anyone. Yeah, that seems to be earlier on. Again, we are a watch along, so we're not going to help you pirate a stream. If you want to watch it for free, you will probably have ESPN Plus, or you have Sky Sports, or your local on broadcast on your local TV in some way. If Sarge can still Verstappen's Red Bull, he can win tomorrow. That is possibly, but that's not likely going to happen. So it looks like Science. Is it Science or who are we looking at? Yeah, Science. So Science went wide over the curbs, and it was not a clean adjustment to get the car back in line. So Perez on a hot lap right now. Hulkenberg and Magnussen are on a hot lap. Alonso, he's not on track at the moment. Bottas is no, he's not on it. That was the previous lap. So the three we're looking at right now is basically Hulkenberg, Perez, and Magnussen right now on hot laps. Uh, Sainz is on a cool down lap. Russell's on a cool down lap. Perez is going to come in at P8 with a 132.784. He's going to improve his time, but I don't think he's improving his place at all. To 145 left to go in this session. And Charles fast sector 1, but his sector 2 does not look clean, but he's like shoving the car the way it needs to go around some of those curves. Is he not improving? Max is back out on track. Max improved in sector 1. He's improved in sector 2. He is about 2/10 off of Leclerc in sector 1. And I'm trying to figure out who had the fastest sector 2. He's about a tenth or so off, 2/10 off of Russell's fastest sector 2. See how this goes. Max, yeah, he improves in all the sector times, but he only gets to P4, 132.378. So he is. Where does he come? He comes in. He's about 3/10, just more than 3/10 off of Science time. Max is pushing. No, this is the issue. That Max is pushing, and he's not happy with how the car is performing. FP3 has ended. Thank you for Meow for mentioning that in chat for me. Um, Sonoda jumps into the top 10 for right now. He is 10th behind. He splits Hulkenberg and Magnussen of all things. Yeah. We're seeing people right now like Russell, Norris, Hamilton, Ocon, Sargent are all on outlaps now as they basically they're coming out so they can do a lap around, and then on that second lap around they're going to come to the start finish line and do practice starts. It's the only reason why these cars are doing outlaps right now. So who is it? Let's see. So Max is reporting that it's that the upshifts and downshifts are giving him wheel spin, um, which is now new news. So again, I want to thank everyone who's come. We've got about again, we had over 3,000 of you watching at one point. Um, almost we're 13 away from getting 500 likes. You haven't liked the stream yet? Now's the time to do it. 490, 10 more to go. 10 more, 91, 9 to go. If you haven't subscribed, why have you not subscribed? This is a great community. We've got over 100,000 people who have been watching this channel over the past 2 years, and we're still growing. And thank you. We got 510 now, 521. Wow. You guys are now coming in. We could get 520, 550. So again, this is the YouTube Racing 62 channel. This has been Free Practice 3 for the Singapore Grand Prix. Our next session is in about 2 hours from now. When we'll go live with some music, and then Ryan will be back. Will be taking over for qualification, and he'll be doing the race tomorrow as well. So we're doing, practice starts now. If you guys want to join our Discord, great time to join. You'll see some of the pictures that were posted during this today and yesterday from one of our members who was at trackside. Also, we have a prediction game. It is for bragging rights, but hey, it's bragging rights is bragging rights. Ryan more about 2 hours and 20 minutes more so. We'll start with music, and then he'll jump in at some point before the session. Yeah, and again, I want to thank everyone who's been here. It's been a great weekend. I will see you next weekend for Japan. It'll be a wonderful weekend because for me, actually, FP1 will be at 11:30 p.m. on Thursday night for Japan. So go figure. Um, so I will see you guys next week. And I will see you. I'm coming back. It's just I'm not doing quali or the race. That's Ryan has that job. So, but I'll be back. Don't worry, Sonny. And I'll be in Discord to be grumpy old man as you need to. I'm a mod in there as well. Go figure. All right. So again, thank you all for watching. Again, this is Grash. I'll see you guys soon, and have fun. Enjoy quali. Tell Ryan I said hi.